Sarah, it's titled Women in Computing. It says here that the first programmer was a woman. I didn't know that. That's great.
I can do it. I can compete. I can do it.
I'm proud to be the person that kicks off the Witty Conference this morning. I think there's something so impressive about seeing this many talented women as we have in this room. It gives me great hope for the future. I think we're good at building and maintaining communities. I think we're good at creating partnerships. And I think we have a responsibility to make sure that we bring humanity to what technology can create.
Just the amount of visibility, the spotlight on this industry in mass media has just erupted.
There's the girl venture capitalist. Great. Do we have to stop, peeing on the bushes now? I don't know what happened.
Because I found that the thing that's worked for me is Ann said it, follow your passion.
I think the overall population in general, and men in particular, need to understand the contributions that women have made.
Women are still not in the mainstream, for better or worse. You can still be described as a woman something or other, when you would not be described as a man something or other if you're the same thing. People do see the technology as being still foreign. It's something boys do that then maybe women use, but the notion that women are creating it is still not widely known.
Hence, there's no role models for the girls to hear about. There has, in fact, been a severe drop-off of over 50% of women graduating with the kinds of computer science degrees at the bachelor's level between 85 and 95, and it is, it's scary for us because I can't recruit women.
I think if it were couched and if it were described to them that this is what engineering and what technology and what science is all about, it's problem solving, I think you might get a very, very different reaction from girls and a greater interest in pursuing those careers.
This thing you can just hold in for.
That's why programming is so much fun, because you're solving a lot of different problems at one time. If I asked my 9-year-old daughter, if I called her a geek, she'd hit me, because she would believe that meant she was weird.
I wouldn't like to be called a geek.
girls aren't encouraged to stay with the curriculum through middle school. I think that if Americans felt that their girls were being called out at that age, they'd be horrified.
And it's phenomenal to see where we are today. So you have to start at a really early age to not get that block that I don't like math or I'm not good in math.
It requires us to take a very harsh look at the U.S. educational system.
I had a lot of role models who were men, but somehow there's something more intimate and more personal about women role models.
We are proud to induct Dr. Anita Borg to the Whitty Hall of Fame for her outstanding contributions to the advancement of science and technology.
And I can think of no challenge that would draw young women into this field greater than knowing that what they're doing is not sitting in a lab doing stuff that is disconnected from the world. They're sitting in a lab doing something that is very, very connected, and they can bring their whole selves to it, their full sense of what the world is, the intuition that we're so famous for.
I've heard over and over again, a lot of the women we've talked to, they say, it's worth a try. If you're interested, try it. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. It doesn't matter if you fail, as long as you try it, because then you know at least you tried it. And if you don't like it, then you just move on.
An important thing is that girls need role models. Girls need inspiration, and that they can be creative, and that they can build teams, and that they can be learners, and that they can find mentors and role models. And once they understand that about themselves, there's no world that they can't conquer. Here's one of my favorite girl geeks. This is Jen, and we found Jen at the MIT Media Lab.
The more women there are, both mentors who, like Mary, is a mentor to me, giving me support as a female, the better it is for women, and the more peers you have working with you, the easier it is to find support.
Geekdom is an ambiguous term. There's a lot of anonymity involved. So people can be whatever they want to be, especially in technology.
I'm a geek for a living now. I have a day job which is seriously geeky, and there are things that are better than geek. Of course, see, you could be the alpha geek or the uber geek.
Where I come from, the word nerd or geek was meant as in some ways an insult, and I realized being here that it's actually a compliment. So I think of myself as a geek wannabe.
I love the fact that this is called Girl Geeks, because let's just thumb our nose at that whole thing. Sure, I'll be a geek. If I'm successful in technology, that makes me a geek. Terrific. The Internet's a completely different thing. The Internet is an environment to go find things, find people, explore it any way you want to, and it is just as much an environment for women and girls as for men and boys.
The web has really opened up tremendous opportunities for girls and young women to get involved in technology. We have 2.5 million women who come to our sites every month. So it's a phenomenal growth that we've experienced over the last few years. And the whole Internet has experienced this phenomenal growth because now 43% of web users are women.
As you get to volume and you get to mass, you obviously have to become more inclusive. You have to include bigger markets. Bigger markets are simply composed of a variety of people.
Today, women can do whatever they want to do, and if they're smart, they should be damn proud of it. And if they're creative, they should be damn proud of it. And they should understand that their life is going to be what they make of it.
If I were a 12-year-old girl seeing this documentary on TV, I would be fascinated. And I think it would make an impact in what kind of career I decided to go for.
The reason I've liked what I've heard about this documentary is to try to take away the hype and the fluff and get into the substance of what can we really tell these girls, their parents, and their educators.
And what's important to me and why I would want other people to see this is, and to appeal to the mainstream, is the past and the present and the future of women in computing is that not many people know about the past or hear a whole lot about the present, and it only takes a few role models that other people need to hear about, and with a little bit of money from certain companies, it certainly, I think, would be inspiring.
I think a documentary about that is important, yes.
An effort like this that brings together all sorts of multimedia styles of spreading the information about the field, about what women do in the field, about what the jobs in the field are really like, is something that ought to be able to make a real difference.
If you really are trying to reach as many people as possible, obviously the methods of media are quite important. If you attack the schools, if you attack the reading audience, if you have the documentary, if you have the film, if you have the CD, all the related medium, you are likely to get, of course, a larger audience.
In one sense, I hope what you're up to is just one part of it. One documentary, however great it is, however many women are in it, is more like the beginning. You hope that then these women start getting recognized and they show up in other documentaries that get quoted on CNN.
Girl Geeks.
I got an email from my mother the next day saying, great article, but have you looked up what geek means in the dictionary? And it was something about a carnival performer who cuts the heads off of chickens.
I was not a girl geek. I was I was my class valedictorian, but I was also a cheerleader. Carol Bartz was a cheerleader. I don't know any geeky cheerleaders. But I wasn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer either.
When I talk to my nieces, it's, well, I don't want to be like that. I want to be geeky.
It really is not as negative, especially with boys right now. But it did go through this period of being viewed as something you didn't want to be.
Well, I am trying to decide what relationship if I am not a true geek, what am I? So I guess I have decided that as a professional service provider to entrepreneurs, I must be a geek enabler.
I am really a certified geek, a card-carrying certified geek, and proud of it.
Maybe it's Girl Geeks with a question mark behind it.
People don't always believe that I went to MIT.